What's going on, everybody? It's Tiger Hybrid. Welcome back to the show. So this is the veg area. This is where we veg our 6 DWC plants. If anybody hasn't seen it, that's the electrical center for the veg area. So I'm going to just go over the veg area so you guys know what's in here. And if you're looking to, replicate the same effect, you can. Electrical pipe in to the controller. It's an 8-light controller. It's got, not that I'll ever run 8 lights in this small 10x10 room. The point of the dual trigger controller is that it has 2 relays. So basically with this controller you can run veg and flower of 4 lights each. So I can run 4 lights in veg or 4 lights in flower, and basically each one of these relays is for a different timing schedule. So that's the advantage of a dual trigger cord lighting controller. We're running 2, and I like to do a little throwback. I actually had those ballasts right there in storage, and they are the Quantum series 600s. That's all we run in here. Those are fan cooled, so they work out fine. We're running the triple XL Hygro hybrid hoods, and that's it. As far as the DWC plants, they're already in the flower room. They have a lot of catching up to do. The whole reason being is that I was sick and I wasn't able to give them the proper attention that they required while they were in this room. So I don't think I've ever really showed you the veg area to its fullest. So what we got here on the ground is, you guys see some cocoa pots. We got Girl Scout cookies, Ghost OG, and key lime pie right here. So I'll show you what that looks like. The key lime pie is a beast. And we have exotic genetics, Extreme OG right there, and that's, I want to say that's a OG. It's an OG. What was that? Some back cross. It's definitely a back cross of Green Crag. It's not a 100%, to me, in my opinion, smoking it is not a 100% Green Crag OG cross. It's definitely OG Green Crag crossed with something else. I don't know what. Obviously they don't tell you. It's just a Green Crag back cross. I think they even call it something else. I can't remember what they call it. I got that in Washington. This is my Northern Lights cross, and you can see that these are just mothers, so to speak. They just kind of sit here. These are all in 3-gallon pots. So these are my Northern Lights cross, and that mother over there, that's a mother. None of these are actually flowering. All these right here are just for me to take cuts. Once they get too big, I'll trim them back several times, as much as I can. I mean, I will literally hack these things to death. I will hack this to where it's like to the nub, and then it all grows back, guys. It's very hard to kill these plants. You basically have to be trying to kill them to kill them. You give them water, you give them a little love when they need it, and you give them a little food, and they'll be just fine. All this lush lime green growth that you're seeing right here, that's all new growth. The darker stuff is the older growth. So you can see that obviously that plant, this Extreme OG from Exotic, is a little washed out with green and a slight hue of yellow. That's because it was light deprivation. This is just light deficient. That plant was actually sitting over here in this corner for multiple weeks, probably about, that plant, it probably sat here for at least 5 or 6 weeks. So it was extremely deprived. Only a couple days ago did I get in here and actually trim it up. That plant right there was actually like walking almost to the ceiling and just hunkered over trying to get some light. These ones were actually over here. So now I've actually moved all these over here. taken the DWC plants out and put those in the flower room. They're not flowering. I wanted to get back to the growing, back to the basics of flowering. So I think we're pretty much to that point. Okay, we are running a 600 watt ballast in this tent. This is just another trial video, guys. I did realize this is a 3x3 tent, by the way. Let me step back as far as I can. There we go. I did realize after shooting the video that I wasn't actually shooting the video live. What I was doing was taking the video without a specific direction. I thought it was live, but it wasn't. I was just taking the video on my cell phone and then uploading it instantly. That's how that kind of worked. As soon as I was done shooting the video, it was extremely easy for me to hit upload, and it uploaded it to the YouTube channel, which you probably see a whole lot more videos coming because it's so convenient. The only downside is you got to have a really good fucking cell phone. So I consider my cell phone pretty good. I may have to get the best cell phone video camera that they have on the market to take even better quality. So I'm taking this video, I've started this video in a different orientation, which will probably fit the 16.9 high def screens better. That the ratio of those screens better. I realized the last video I took, it was like this, and even though the picture quality was cool, so now we're back to where hopefully this video comes out in a 16.9 aspect ratio. So I told everybody that we're gonna pick up, because I was extremely sick and you guys know that from watching the last video, that we're gonna pick up with back to the basics with How to Grow Hybrid. So what I did is I went out. I did not want to flower another fucking plant in here. I didn't want to do it. I literally have a timer on my watch. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have to come here every day and unzip it, and I have to freaking close it at 9 o'clock every single day. And I gotta do that for 60 days. It's a fucking pain in my ass. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it because there's no ventilation in here. So that's what I mean back to the basics. We are back to the basics. There's no carbon filter in here. There will be. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once this thing starts stinking, and it will start stinking, I'll throw a carbon scrubber right here underneath. I'll just tuck it right down there. Move that 5-gallon bucket and put it there. We're running in a 10-gallon pot. I want to say it's probably like a 20-inch saucer, somewhere around there. It's a big saucer, 10-gallon pot. We're running cocoa. We're not running dirt. We're running specifically Botanicare aeration formula. That's my favorite shit when it comes to cocoa. I know there's 100% cocoa, but 100% cocoa retains more moisture and provides less air to the roots. If you're looking to get closer to hydroponics while still maintaining I call it container gardening. You'll hear me talk about that a lot in the future. I've always called it container gardening. I realize a lot of people don't know what the fuck that means, because everything literally grows in a container, even DWC. When I reference container gardening, I'm literally talking about some kind of medium in a pot, whether it's soilless or dirt. So for container gardening, so we're talking about pots here. I prefer a mixture of like hyper aeration of dirt or cocoa, whatever you do. If you're going to do dirt, please add a ton of perlite to it. Then you can start to add organics to the mix after that, because I promise you with dirt, it's going to compress on itself after you start watering it, and the roots are just going to have a harder time developing as much. They're going to have a hard time developing compared to a mixture like this. They'll develop. It's just a slower process with that. So always remember, add lots of perlite. You can see how much perlite is in that mixer. Ooh, I was able to zoom right there. I just cool. So you can see how much perlite's in that mix. She drinks 5 gallons of water every other day, and I literally get a 5-gallon bucket and I just flood her, and we flood her to where it comes out that little itty bitty hole right there into this catch container. And I do have a plug for that 1/2-inch hole that you guys see right there on the screen, okay? And that plug is right there, okay? I'm just trying to catch up back to where we were in case anybody missed anything in the first video. So she's getting tall, she's starting to form buds. She's getting way too close to the glass for my comfort. So what I'm gonna start doing is in the center over here is I'm gonna start snapping stuff, like right here. For instance, you see these 2 buds? Well, that's about 5 inches right there between these 2 buds and this top bud. I don't want this to get any closer to the light because right now we're running at about 450 watts. We're running on what they consider 500 watt mode. I would like to be at 600 watts. Problem is the glass, I can't go any higher with the hood, and it's the glass gets too hot. If I was to remove the glass, which I can't at this state, it would just ruin this plant canopy. I have to get these plants a little shorter. So what I mean by that is I'll come in here and shorten this plant, and typically I don't do this on video because it's just tedious and I don't like to make mistakes. So what I'll do is I call it monster cropping. You know, other people have dubbed it or coined it HHT. I wasn't actually responsible for the hybrid theory, you know, branding type thing, but that's how a lot of people out there reference it. So what I stem crushed the shit out of this thing, and I'm just going to do one on camera, okay? I'm going to fold that over to where it's just like that. Let me zoom in. Now you're probably looking at that going, oh man, that sucks. It doesn't suck. This is going to be the outcome effect of this process, of this technique. What's going to happen is these 2 buds right here, okay, are no longer competing with this top bud. These 2 buds are going to come up and they're going to get huge, big buds. They're not going to be little tiny bottom popcorn buds at the bottom of a cola anymore. They're all going to be uniform. So these 2 buds right here, I know they're pointing that direction now, but within a week those buds and these leaves will completely turn up towards the light and now compete against these buds for growth. That's just how it works. It's Mother Nature. Again, now we're going to get 1, 2, 3. That's actually 2 nodes right there. There's 2 nodes here that are pretty developed. There's 2 nodes here, and like probably 1, 2, 4 more nodes here, which are going to develop into a larger stacking cola because it already has more development than these ones down here. But the whole process is going to turn upright and they're going to start growing. This branch here is going to heal. It's going to create like a little knot just to, you know, stabilize itself. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to do this with all that big shit in the back. And you're probably going, oh man, that sucks. You know, you're going to ruin yields. I'm actually going to yield more by doing it. All that stuff like you see here, this one specifically, I am going to crush it at the bottom. Show you where I'd crush it, where it branches off here. That's where I topped it, right there where my finger is. I'm going to stem crush it and fold it over, fold it over. I need to get all this stuff, essentially what I just did for you here, I need to do the same thing with the rest of the stuff so I can bump up the light intensity. Now I'm not going to be so much, you know, I'll put my hand here on these, you can see that obviously everything in here is tall. Stuff's taller to the left back side, and I'll get back there and do as much as I can. My arm is not 3 feet long, so I won't be able to do every single one. So the ones that are in the front right here, the ones that don't receive as much heat. Those are sometimes, you know, I can't really do a lot with those, so they're not receiving that much heat as opposed to something over here. So when I bump this light up, these ones should be feeling the same effect, the same extent of heat that the middle ones are receiving right now, if that makes any sense, because we are on the perimeter, okay? They're not directly under the light. So I hope that made sense. So same thing here. I'll leave these, but pretty much within the direct footprint of the bulb, all those ones will be stem crushed and folded over. They've already been super topped and super cropped. Again, that's something that I just practice on every single plant. And you know, somebody came along, I call it monster cropping, somebody came along and said, well, that's hybrid theory. That's your theory. So that's what we refer to the HHT now. So it's a big girl. So I think we're back to where we started with the back to the basics. So easy a caveman can do it. I know a lot of people were interested in this specific. It's very simple. It's $100 tent. This is a $100 tent on eBay, guys. Obviously that's a XXL hood. You can get them anywhere. You can order them online. The pot, you probably pay $5 for the pot, maybe $5 for the saucer. You get a bag of cocoa, should run you like $15–20, depending on your store. It's just a commodity, and its availability. You know, not every state, like my state, has a freaking hydroponic store every other block. So again, it is elevated on bricks. You guys take note of that. Little tiny 4-inch bricks, so that I can elevate it and get that catch pot under there. So what I'm doing is kind of like a flood and drain table, so to speak. And I'm flooding it and I'm draining it into this container, and then I empty the water here, and then I just dispose of the water. You can do whatever you want with the water. Like feed your garden with it, your tomatoes. Trust me, even your lawn. If you have a lawn like I do, we have a 1/4 acre fucking lawn. You know, you can take it there when your grass needs it, or when your flower bed needs it. Your plants will appreciate it, trust me. Outdoor stuff, they absolutely love indoor nutrients. So that's where we are right now. We're running Florida Nova. Right now we're running Florida Nova Bloom, and it's mixed to about 500, 600 ppms, and that's it. It's pH to about 6.0, and I just leave it at that. We don't touch it. The reason why we're using Florida Nova Bloom is, 1, I like this shit. 2, it works really well. 3, it's easy to use, especially in a video series titled "So Easy," you know, back to the basics, so easy a caveman can do it. This shit's easy, guys. All you gotta do is provide, you know, a little love. Okay, that's all we're adding to this mix. We're not adding CalMag. We're not adding all this bullshit that you see on the shelves. If you're gonna do that, you're not following my video. Just remember, if you're doing that and you fail, don't blame it on me. Do not blame that shit on me. When we start running other nutrients in this video series, I will show you what we use. But until then, I'm just going to tell you what we're using right now. And right now we are at day 20, 18, 19, day 19. So here in a couple days, actually this watering, day 20, I'm going to add a PK booster. I'm going to add Canna PK 1314. And I'm going to add that at about 2 milliliters per gallon to about 500 parts per million of base nutrients. And that's all we're going to add. Because I'm about to stem crush the fuck out of these things as well, I'm going to add 1 milliliter a gallon of Silica Blast, and that's it. That will be it for this flood and drain watering, so you guys know. I'll do weekly updates on this tent. I might even do, anytime I come in here and do something that needs to be noted, it may be 2-3 times a week, which I doubt, but you know, this is basically just a set it and forget it type deal. We're running 3 scrog nets already as it is on this canopy, And we got a yo-yo chain up here, so we're gonna run yo-yos around the hood to stabilize and support those big nasty heavy colas. But this is where we're at right now. I hope we're back to being healthy again, and I hope that I get the chance to finish this video series with you, because I do realize after posting it how many responses and how much interest. Basically, taking a look at the analytics of the video, I was, wow, okay, everybody's interested in, they're not interested in the 10 pounds that I pull out of a 10 by 10 room. They're interested in growing one plant for themselves. I understand that now. So a lot of people are watching all these big time growers on YouTube. If they are big time, they got, I don't know, between 4 and 12 lights, and you know, that shit looks really cool. It's like, you know, driving a Lamborghini. It's like, wow, I want one. But not everybody has the resources for that purpose. Not everybody has, not everybody wants to live a lifestyle like that, because when you have more than fucking 4 lights, I'm gonna let you know right now, it becomes a part-time job. 1 light is cool. 1 light is just a hobby. Anytime you got more than that, it's a compounding effect. It becomes a part-time job leading up to a full-time job, depending on how well or how involved you get into the hobby. So I'll leave it at that. But just remember, this is a 1 light tutorial video. If you're going to go to the store and use anything else other than what I'm using and you fail, don't blame me. Don't blame my video series. Don't talk shit. I don't want to hear it. If you fail, that's on you. I just want, this video series is dedicated to the people that want to succeed without spending $1 million fucking dollars on a 12 light grow. Okay, securing a warehouse, the build out, the equipment, the employees, the construction costs. These are all things that go into these large grows that everybody sees out there online. We're not doing that. This is something somebody could do right in their bedroom if they really wanted to, or if you can fit a 3x3 tent inside of your closet, you could do it in your closet. And look how big this bitch is. We're gonna get about 1.5 pounds. This grow's so huge. This plant is actually larger than the last plant that was in here, so it might have worked out, you know, for the greater good. But again, that's it. That's all. We're gonna wrap this video up, and we are in bed. Oh, let me show you the babies, because I'm really interested in the babies. I'm enjoying some nice Japanese sencha right there. Green tea, antioxidants. I've done a whole lot of studying on herbal remedies this last couple months, and green tea is on the top of my list. I do believe it flushes you out. So if anybody hasn't drank, I know sencha is like the mid-grade, you know, Japanese green tea, but if you can get the higher end stuff like Gyokuro, I hope I pronounced that right, get that stuff. I can get it. It costs, it's twice the price of sencha, of quality sencha. There's different qualities, just like there's different qualities of weed. That's what was so ironic walking into a tea shop. They're talking about quality, and I already know quality when I see quality, because I deal with this shit on a daily basis. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. That one's green. That one's lime green. This one smells better. It was fucking funny. I don't know nothing about tea, but I knew everything about fucking herbs, everything they were showing me. So, do know a lot about tea now. Green tea especially has 5 times the effect on your body fighting bacterial infections. So versus non-green tea drinkers, a person that drinks green tea has 5 times it does something to your body and your immune system to boost your immune system. 5 times the allowing your body to fight bacterial infections. 5 times more versus somebody that doesn't drink green tea. I wish I was quoting that out of the study, that multiple studies that I've read. Sounds a lot better when you're reading them, but exactly. So, you know, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video, I did have pneumonia, and hopefully it stays gone. I'm feeling a lot better. So what we got here is a lot of clones that came from these 3 mother plants here. We have key lime pies, We have 2 Girl Scout cookies. I don't know why I might have been just maxed out on the space in that clone tray. Otherwise, it probably would have took a dozen more. One died, actually. We used to have 3. And we got, it looks like we got 8 Ghost OGs. So 8 Ghost OGs, 2 Girl Scout cookies. Looks like we got 8 key lime pies. This is a little 2x2 flood and drain table. I don't have it flooding. What I do is I just come in here with a little cup and water everything every other day whenever they need it. We're running a 2-foot. This is just a little 4-foot by 2-foot, just a little propagation genetical stable, like a clone type station. I keep clones here when I got clones, when we're cloning, so I can put the domes there. And then once they're done cloning, I'll transfer them to solo cups and put them here for myself, for my friends, or other people that need them. And then, you know, the process is, you know, a revolving effect. We got 2 timers up there, one for the pump if I was to flood and drain. And I typically flood and drain when I'm using like rocks or hydroton or grow stones and stuff like that. And the other one is obviously for the lights. A little trick for storage. You guys, is you can always get a piece of OSB board, plywood, whatever you got laying around, cut it to the dimensions of your tent, put it on top of your tent. You can store all your shit up there. So just gets all the clutter out of the way and off the floor. We got some OGs down here that I don't know. I'm still waiting for a buddy to come pick them up. It's like he wants them, but they're still sitting here. You can see how good they're doing, and they literally, I'm barely watering them, barely feeding them, and they're fucking growing. They used to be like that like 2 weeks ago. Now they're fucking huge, and they're not receiving any direct light. So this right here is actually something, hopefully a new uprising star of the show on the channel. So what is that exactly? I forgot what it was. Somebody sent that to me. It won a cup though. It won the Earl Cup, I want to say in Arizona, and it tested at 34% THC. Okay, 34% available THC. Okay, with documented records. That shit's pedigree. It came with a fucking pedigree. Can you believe it? I can't remember what the fuck it is called though, for the life of me. Jesus, I'll have to take a look at that. It's gonna bother me right now. Shit. Chem 4. Bam, that's what it was. Which a lot of people, I hope you know, OG came from apparently the lineage of Chem 4. So OG Kush, apparently I was told that it came from, it's supposed to come from a bag seed from Chem or something like that, Chem 4. And this is the original. We're talking back in the 90s, guys. Nothing of lately. But you know, so it's OG's lineage right there. That's like so that's Chem 4 tested at 34% THC. And I think the flowering period on that one was exactly 9 weeks, specifically for this pheno, which is good for me because if it was any longer, it would tell me that it was definitely more sativa dominant. And I don't like sativa dominant strains. I love sativas, don't get me wrong. So you see a fucking dude out there growing a 4-foot bud, you got to remember these are like 14-week, 16-week flowering period strains. They have the amount of time built into their DNA to flower that long and produce flower for long extended periods of time. So it's nothing special that the grower or the breeder is doing. It's just the genetical makeup of the strain. That's just how they grow. Sativas grow huge donkey dick motherfuckers. It's rare to find a really solid 28%, 28-30% indica that is growing, colas like that, like my Northern Light Cross here. That's why it's a staple. That's why I've never given out a cut. I'm never giving out a cut of that. So I'm the only one that has this. I know that for a fact. I've never seen it in shops. I've never seen it in a dispensary. Never seen it on the streets. So that's what makes it so sought after because it's different. You guys got to have something different than your local market and your local comparison, your comps. I just call it comps. So, all right, guys, I'm starving. I got to drink, finish up my tea. And so this is the veg room, 30-minute video. I don't mind doing 30-minute videos. I actually find them kind of fun and entertaining. So at this point, that's where we're back to the basics. I don't even know what the title of this video. So we'll just call it the veg room, back to the basics, you know, starting over or something like that. My job for the day is to empty these containers of this DWC system and get some babies transplanted in those motherfuckers so we can get back on track. I was thinking about running key lime pie. Ain't no joke. Look at that damn thing. Oh my god. That thing just screams freaking weight. I don't even know. I have to look at that thing. I think over 2 pounds of light if you're running 1,000 watts. This one probably about 1 1/4. This Girl Scout cookies maybe 1. This is Ghost OG, so you know. Just the way that that key lime pie is structured has got me baffled. Key lime pie is supposed to be a selected pheno. Oh, tear that off. See, defoliate. I do this a little bit. I don't do it hardcore in flour, guys. I just do that a little bit when I see something covering up like nice little stuff like that could be potential cola growth. I'll pluck it. So, all right, guys, live with Hydro Hybrid, so to speak. I did try and do the live thing. You can only do live from your desktop, or if you have like some kind of hard, like a laptop or something. I can't stream my phone or my GoPro because it's Wi-Fi. I can't stream it to my desktop to upload on YouTube. I can't do that. You can't. Apparently, you got to be plugged right into your. I can't figure it out. So if there's somebody out there that figures it out, apparently, as far as I know, you know, if you're taking video from your phone, you can't do it live and then save those videos to your video feed or for your viewers. It is what it is apparently. So, like, I thought the first video when I said live, I thought that we were live, but obviously we weren't. I just figured out that I was just taking a video on my cell phone and uploading it instantly, which is the same thing with this one. This is also a cell phone video. So, all right, guys, I'll catch up with you next time, and when probably the next video that we do is definitely going to be a video of the flower room, and possibly I have another 4x4 tent that is just full of genetics and stuff that I have to get rid of, and we'll be giving those away, not on the channel obviously, but I don't have space for any of it. It is all for the greater good of the community. Alright, guys, I'll catch you next time. So easy a caveman can do it. Just water that bitch and let it grow. Let it do its thing. Set it and forget it.